here we are. Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
With flipping Christmas jumpers on. I mean, that's my bloody nightmare to add some heat.
We haven't thought this through, really, have we? We should have come in our Christmas pyjamas instead.
And we all need a fan, don't we?
Well, I'm quite happy to share. It's a communal.
We need to get onto the middle. We can just spread around.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we're here. We're in Christmas jumpers. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, it's so good. So how are we feeling about Christmas? Those lovely midlife ladies.
Well, I haven't started yet.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, ask me in a couple more days. And
have you got a lot to do?
No, not really. I'm quite lucky. There's not a lot to do. It's quite simple my end.
Yeah, fair enough. Good.
Yeah, I'm the classic mother. I have to micromanage Christmas for everybody. So, I create more work than I need to. So I'm not allowed to moan because it's of my own making. But to be fair, I'm quite organised. Presents are all bought. House is decorated. We're there.
That's really
we're there.
good.
So I'm quite relaxed about it all.
Amazing.
And we have downscaled a little bit over the last couple of years, which we'll talk about soon, I'm sure. But yes, all's good for me. What about you?
Well, I think I'm in a false sense of security.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel that I'm pretty much there. But putting the decks up at the weekend, I thought, I've not done that and I've not done that. And so I feel that there's going to be a little flurry of activity coming up in the next couple of weeks. But I think it'd be all right. I think I'm all right, really.
Yeah.
I feel as if I'm in this false sense of security right now. And then something's going to hit me that I've not done.
But it always works out, doesn't it? It always works out. It's one day, bish, bash, bosh, and we all move on.
It's one day. That's the thing. I always say it's one day. It's just like a Christmas, and not a Christmas dinner, a Sunday roast. That's what it is.
And, and it's certainly in my case, issues are completely of my own making.
Yeah.
So, and it's just this almost isn't a menopause episode. It's almost like a women episode, isn't it? What we do at Christmas to make it difficult when maybe it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
And life can be a lot simpler.
Yeah, amazing.
And maybe cheaper too.
Great. So I'm just wondering, to kickstart things off, have you got any Christmas confessions that we'd like to share? Where you've had this menopausal moments or times in the last couple of years?
I've got loads, to be honest. Loads of little disasters, like when I opened a present from an aunt that I'd given her the year before, and she'd really gifted it back to me and obviously not realised. But anyway, no, that's not one. Probably my sorry, Auntie, if you're watching. Probably my biggest one that's a good example of this is when I literally dropped the turkey out of the oven all over the kitchen, and it kind of went on the floor, smashed, juices, giblets everywhere. Recovered it, 10-second rule, recovered it. And the point is that not that I dropped it and that was the disaster. The point was I carried on as though nothing had happened and it was all fine. I went into everything's fine mode in a slightly high-pitched voice. Burn on my hand, killing me, but I had to serve the turkey because there were 13 people in the dining room waiting for food. So that for me is symptomatic of what we do, is we just cover it all up and everything's fine. And as long as the turkey gets on the table and the presents under the tree, life is good. Forget the fact I've got a 3rd-degree burn on my hand. So that's symptomatic of me and Christmas, although I am trying to improve.
Oh my gosh. What happened to your hand?
Put a load of lavender oil on it and it was red for a few days and cracked on. But the turkey was served.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's
all
happy, no one knew, and you're there. Oh my gosh, it's awful. Oh,
yeah.
That's
mine. What about you two?
Yeah. Julia, go for it.
For me, I mean, I say that, ask me in a couple of days. It is that last minute food shop. And the big thing for me is I just get preoccupied with getting my car parking space in the multi-storey car park at 6 o'clock in the morning.
There's a menopausal moment.
Yes.
This driving spatial awareness thing is a real thing.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I like to get into that car park at 6 o'clock, so I know that I have got the car parked, and that it's not hard to do either. I can just pull straight into a space. I haven't got to parallel park because that's my worst nightmare. And then And then with that, I always forget something, and it's always a trip to the local garage that is open, and it seems to have been a tradition for a number of years.
Yeah, thank God for the local garage that sells all manner of things that
Yes.
they probably never sell for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's so true. They're so random, those things in the petrol stations.
Yeah.
Oh
or
my
batteries,
gosh.
that was always our thing. You know,
Batteries,
we get all these
yeah.
presents
Yeah.
from Father Christmas and we need, 6 great big batteries that we haven't got in, and we need to go and find a shop that's open.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
So everyone's the same, aren't they, I think?
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, well, surprise, surprise. Mine is a hot flush scenario. You get to Christmas dinner ready. That's all fine. It's on the table. And then, gosh.
Yeah.
And it's like
Spoils it.
sat in a flipping sauna. And, of
Horrendous.
course, I'm like feeling that I can't go out in the cold because everyone else will get cold. The door will be open, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I have been down to my vest at the Christmas table before now because I'm so, so hot.
I feel like no one appreciates that until you've been through it, because it just sounds like, oh, you're a bit hot. Everyone's a little bit hot around it, but it's a horrendous
It's
feeling.
intense.
Yeah.
It's really...
And you can't escape it.
No.
Yeah.
No, and it's happening and you can't do anything about it. And the amount of tissues, and have tissue stuck on my face because it's stuck on the wet, But I have been then given permission to, open the door, step outside.
Because that's the other thing, isn't it? And I remember this when I was much younger, and it was probably my mum that was going through it. And, her opening the side door in the kitchen, and of course then there's this blast. Absolutely.
Freezing
and so
cold
you're
air.
just like, what are you doing with that door open? And immediately go and close the door, and it's hot in here, and
I feel that's the kind of like confession that'll be most relevant to people who are listening, is that hot flashes one. Because if you're going to get a hot flash any day of the year,
It's
that's
going to
the
be.
one.
Yeah.
That's the one
And
it's
it's
gonna
going to be during dinner.
Yeah.
It is, for sure. So there's nothing quite like standing out in the freezing cold. Oh, it's just bliss, isn't it? You're just like, just bring my dinner here. I'll sit outside. That's kind of the thought. Anyway, it didn't happen that
So
way.
I think what we're saying is that Christmas can exaggerate
Yes.
menopause, can't it? It's not different. It's
Yeah.
just it can exaggerate some of the things that maybe we're prone to anyway.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yes, indeed.
So why is it then so difficult when we get to this midlife?
Well, it
Stage.
is just normal life exaggerated. But if you think about normal symptoms you might have, so your cortisol is all over the place, so that makes your ability to deal with stress
Right.
less. So
Right.
you're in 1975, you're a bit stressed, but because your cortisol's all over the place now, because you've got this estrogen to manage your cortisol, then you can't cope with things. So you might snap, you might want to give up, you might burst into tears. All these things, your ability to manage it is less. Your progesterone is down, so that's your calming hormone.
Yeah.
So you're just not as calm as you might be. Your sleep might be off, because that's one of the biggest symptoms of perimenopause. So you've got no sleep. It's hot anyway.
Yeah.
The house is hot, so that's going to affect that. Alcohol,
Yeah.
your ability to process alcohol, estrogen receptors in your liver mean that you can't process alcohol in the same way.
Right.
So you're more impacted by the odd glass of wine, and then that might also impact your hot flashes.
Yeah.
So there's a whole, and it's a busy time, isn't it? And your mood swings might be around, your other symptoms are happening, things are going on in perimenopause that might be your career, might be your relationships, might be, whatever it is, everything is just heightened.
Yeah.
And these fluctuating hormones and your confidence.
Yeah.
So there's a multitude of things that are going on, and as ever, everyone's situation is different. But I think we as women are people pleasers.
Yeah.
That's what we do, and we all want to make this perfect Christmas.
Yeah.
And we carry on doing it regardless of how we're feeling ourselves,
Yeah.
and put ourselves last.
And I do think sometimes during that process as well, we just don't eat properly as well. I mean, I'm guilty in eating, can't resist the chocolates and then the nuts, and I don't eat particularly well before Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't wake up and I don't have a big breakfast, I'd be picking at the chocolates and picking at the nuts and then sit down and have Christmas dinner. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that doesn't help.
Yeah, and I think there's a lesson in that we don't need to necessarily change that. In theory, Christmas dinner is one of the healthiest meals of the year. I think it's a lot that goes before it. So, Christmas starts on the 1st of December, doesn't it? Works, dues, nights out, all going to the Christmas market. So we've got a month that we need to manage our health.
Yeah.
So really nothing should change drastically. I don't advocate anybody doing anything massively different or not being able to enjoy themselves or not drinking or not having a chocolate, but just everything in moderation and keeping those same habits that we say, eating lots of protein, eating lots of fruit and veg, drinking lots of water, moving your body, just keep doing that on top of everything else. But it's a classic. I've had 3 mince pies, so I'm going to skip dinner. That's the worst thing you can do. Yeah. Because actually you're just putting not good stuff into your body and not actually alongside it putting any of the right foods. Yeah. So it's about being moderate, I think. Yeah.
And balance, it sounds like. Yeah. Yeah, amazing. It's interesting you're saying about that whole, overwhelming anxiety, because I can remember a couple of years ago, just the thought of Christmas dinner and pulling it together was just like...
In the height of your perimenopause.
Yeah, it was just like, I can't do it. And, thank goodness for my husband that he just does it. And then I help him put it together, as in serve it,
It up, yeah.
But I don't think we would have had Christmas dinner if it was left to me a couple of years ago, because just the thought of it just freaked me out, Yeah. So, anyway. So, Caryn, we've got some Christmas fun.
Right. I thought I'd do a little Christmas quiz.
Oh, my God. You can't have Christmas without a quiz.
That's what cool podcasts do. Yay! Just do a little Christmas quiz.
Oh, my gosh.
We're going to do a little Christmas quiz.
All right, I'm ready. Are you ready, Julia?
I'm ready.
There's a plethora of questions. So, some of them are quite... Let's start with some menopause ones.
All right.
We've spoken quite a lot. So, I feel some of these you should know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know we have brain fog? You know.
We'll see how you do. So in the UK, what's the average age a woman hits menopause? I'll give you a multiple choice.
Oh, okay, then that's good.
45.
Yeah.
48. Don't you look at the answers? 51 or 55?
45.
48.
It's 51.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the average age is 51 that a woman hits menopause, and remember that's the day that marks 12 months since your last menstrual bleed. So perimenopause can start way before that. Some women will go through menopause earlier than that, at 48 for example, but the average is 51. But that is just the one day. So the period of perimenopause that we talk about is when it's all going on. Right. So that's kind of like marks the end, but that's the average. So most 51-year-old women you meet will have already hit menopause and be postmenopausal. Wow. Okay, I think I might have just given the answer to this one. How long can perimenopause drag on for women? Is it 6 months, 1 to 2 years, 4 to 5 years, or up to 10 years?
Up to 10 years.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
You agree? Yeah, it can last up to a decade. And
it's so depressing.
And that's where the symptom thing is really important, because the more you manage your symptoms, the earlier you know about it, the more you're going to have good outcomes, because you know what's happening to your body, rather than wait until it hits you with, an absolute storm one day 5 years in and you don't know what's happening. So being aware from a very early start is important.
Wow.
What proportion of women get menopause symptoms at some point? So is it 1 in 4? Is it 2 in 4? Is it 3 in 4? Or is it everybody?
Oh,
3 in 4, I'm going to say.
I'd go 3 and 4 as well.
Yeah.
Correct answer, ladies. Well done.
Yay!
And interesting that 80% of women have hot flashes. So that's the kind of main flagship symptom, if you like, because that's the thing that most people, and speaking of hot flashes and sweats, these jumpers are not
it's there,
not going
it's
down
available
too well.
for you.
What's the correct order of menopause stages? I'm not going to give you multiple choice for this. See if you can do it without.
I don't know.
Perimenopause.
Yeah. Menopause
And then postmenopause.
Post.
Well done. I would expect you to know that, having spent quite a lot of time with me. Okay. There is obviously one that's premenopause that comes before that, so that's before you get any symptoms.
All right.
But well done. Right, let's move on to some more Christmas-related questions now. Sally, this is for you.
Oh, my God.
Why do hot flashes feel worse in the evening over Christmas? Central heating on full blast, extra wine and fizz, or gin in your case.
You know me so well.
Big late Christmas dinner plus dessert, or stress?
I think it's the gin.
So the truthful answer is, it's a bit of a trick one, it's all of those. All of those can have an impact on hot flashes, but it's interesting because everyone's will be slightly different. So yours might be having too much to drink brings one on. For other people, it's the heat of the, or just eating too much. So there are lots of things that can lead to a hot flash. It's knowing your symptom, and how it impacts you.
Amazing.
Why does bloating, Julia, you can answer this one. Not that I'm saying you're bloated, but why does bloating feel so much more dramatic in December? Richer salty foods, more alcohol and sugar, slower digestion in midlife, or all of the above?
All of the above.
Correct. I mean, slower digestion is a big one that we don't realise. So you tend to feel the saltier, rich foods. You tend to feel the alcohol. Your slow digestion you're not aware of.
Right.
But it is quite a big one. But they all impact. So you will feel worse from a gut health point of view. Why do some women feel they overreact emotionally at Christmas in midlife? A lack of sleep, too much responsibility, blood sugar swings, or nervous system overload?
It's got to be all of them, hasn't it?
Yeah, I am swaying to nervous system overload, but
so you're both right. It is all of them to a degree, but they're all led by nervous system overload. So because of this, because your lower estrogen means you've got higher cortisol, so your nervous system is all over the place. So whether that's means you're sleeping less, whether it means you can't take on the responsibility of everything that you want to take on, your ability to cope with that is less. So you're more likely to overreact and have that, why am I doing everything? Where's the help?
Great.
Okay, here's a solution-based one.
okay.
In the middle of all the Christmas chaos, which simple habit helps your symptoms the quickest? Cutting out all carbs, avoiding every single drink, a 10 to 15-minute walk and some deep breaths, doing gym sessions 3 times a week.
Or just locking myself in my room.
That's not an option. That might be work for you, but it's not the option.
It's funny. Definitely a walk for me, I'd say. Out in the fresh air. The fresh air is just the best thing for me.
And that is broadly the best answer. So, anybody can do any of the others, but they won't impact you as much as a walk and some deep breathing. And again, this comes down to your nervous system and managing your blood sugar so that you just, your ability to just, if you just think about the deep breath things, and it just takes your mind away from everything that's going on. So a walk, some fresh air, bit of, daylight in your eyes will make you feel better. So
Love it.
when you get your hot flash on Christmas Day, you just stand up, leave the table, come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, things we don't like at Christmas. Which Christmas habit is most likely to make your belly feel worse? Picking at leftovers all day, no exercise for a week, stress eating in the kitchen, or Christmas lunch 10,000 calories?
Probably stress eating for me.
Yeah. Yeah, mine is no movement. It's the fact that you sit on the sofa.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to get off that sofa.
So that makes you feel
Rubbish.
So that works for you, but it's not necessarily affecting your belly. The worst thing for your belly is actually the stress eating. So again, that's just putting more cortisol in your body, and we are unable to process that. So stress eating and midlife hormones just deposit fat around your belly. That's what happens. So belly isn't a figment of people's imagination. It is driven by stress and cortisol, and that places around belly.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
There you go.
Cool.
Last one. Why does alcohol hit harder at Christmas parties than it did at 30? You drink it faster to get you through the night. That might be an option. Exhaustion from the whole of December, the stress kicks in. Your hormones and metabolism have changed, or you've just been dramatic.
Hormones.
Yeah, I think I've come to realise I'm a different person to what I was then.
So this is down to lower estrogen and the receptors in your liver, so you process alcohol less well. So the same amount that you have now will impact you differently.
Yeah.
And while you're going through perimenopause and your hormones are still up and down, you could have the same this Friday and next Friday and it have a different impact on you. So you just need to find the things that work for you, the level of alcohol, and even the types of alcohol. So red wine affects a lot of women, but clean spirits don't, or prosecco. So it's just finding the things that are right for you, and trying to avoid embarrassing yourself.
That's amazing.
In public.
Yeah, I find I can't drink wine like I used to. I've gone really off wine.
Yeah.
Like it's a yeah.
But that's similar to in pregnancy people go off alcohol, don't they? And it's the same thing. It's a hormone.
Yeah.
It's a hormone fluctuation thing. So it's just everyone's different, and it's finding the things. I know that quiz is light-hearted, but we're just trying to highlight that things are different, and that what worked 5 or 10 years ago might not work for us now, and we need to find different things to help us cope.
Amazing.
Sometimes it's actually just saying no.
Yeah, amazing.
So there you go. You actually did very well there, ladies.
Thanks.
I'd be very disappointed if you hadn't.
So good.
Yeah.
So I've got a quick question for you. Cortisol. What is cortisol?
Oh, so cortisol, we get asked this a lot. So cortisol is your stress hormone. So in your body, we talk about estrogen and progesterone and testosterone as hormones. Cortisol is another hormone that's massively impacted. So as estrogen falls, estrogen manages cortisol for us. Now, cortisol is your stress hormone. If I put it a different way, it's your fight or flight hormone.
Right.
So it's the thing, going back to a caveman, it'd be the thing that would either make you, fight with the bull that's coming towards you, or make you run away.
Yeah.
So a little bit of cortisol is good, because it's the thing that protects us. It's the thing that makes us, it makes you be better at things. So, we all have a little bit of cortisol pumping as we start this podcast, and it will make us, be more attentive and do the podcast as well as we can. Too much cortisol just floods your body and makes you unable to cope with things.
Right.
And makes you feel awful. And while estrogen is trying to work with cortisol to manage your cortisol, it's not doing other things that it needs to do either. So it just makes it very... So it's, if you just think of it as your fight or flight hormone, a little bit is good, too much makes you feel terrible.
Right.
And it affects your sleep, it affects your day-to-day life, it affects your mood, affects your ability to handle relationships, it affects absolutely everything.
So how can we control that cortisol?
Situational, so just taking stressful situations out of your life, managing stress better with the going for a walk, the deep breathing, the foods that we eat. So very highly processed foods will give us blood sugar spikes, which also raise your cortisol. So it's a whole plethora of things. The first thing I always say is acknowledge it. Stress, it's okay to say I'm stressed. Understand how that's demonstrating itself, understand what the triggers are, and then finding ways to fix it, which are, a multitude of nutrition, exercise, habits, sleep, and just making sure that you deal with it.
Yeah.
And truthfully, if stress and cortisol gets too high, go and see your doctor.
Yeah.
If you're not managing it, but it's a really serious condition to be managing in midlife, which is totally fixable.
Yeah.
But if you need help, go and get it.
That's so good to hear, isn't it? It's totally
Yeah.
fixable. I think that's great for the audience to hear that, isn't it? It's like you're not going mad.
Yeah, you're not going mad.
It's something that can be done about it.
Yeah,
amazing.
it is, but acknowledge it.
Yeah. Which leads us into then Christmas traps. We end up in these traps. What traps do we find ourselves in over the Christmas period?
I'm a bit too much into the monther. I think it's growing up in a big Christmas family. I think it's having 3 girls brought up and determined to give them the same Christmas memories, and kind of just doing too much and trying to create this perfect Christmas.
Yeah.
And everything from having lists of presents where I'm adding them up, and if somebody's £3.50 out, I've got to manage everybody up to the same, so that the number at the bottom balances. So I end up spending 50 quid more because I'm trying to get this number to balance. Or always, my middle daughter's birthday is in December on the 21st, and always having to do that big because I feel bad she doesn't have a good birthday because it's in, just these having everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
And then, going through perimenopause when I had my dark couple of years, I kind of just stepped back and said, I can't do this anymore. I can't provide this perfection. And 1, I need some help. And 2, traditions are just that, and they don't need to be traditions forever. Let's change things a little bit, and just trying to take some of the pressure off of it.
Amazing.
So, you know, perfectionism, I think, creating a chocolate box Christmas has historically been my weakness, that was exaggerated for a while, and now I've just gone, we'll do what we do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, amazing.
See, my birthday's in December, and
do we have a special birthday coming up, Julia?
yes, we do.
That's nice to know.
Love it. A naughty one.
Yes, nearly there.
Sorry, shame on camera.
So cool.
I think you're the youngest of us all, so carry on.
But I don't know if your daughter's the same, being having a birthday in December, but until the birthday has gone, I can't actually really start getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm still in that zone at the moment, and once we've got that out the way, then I can start to think about Christmas. But then I feel I'm not so much of a perfectionist with Christmas, so do try and take the opportunity to relax. I think probably a lot of travelling and travelling around, seeing relatives. That's probably more.
That can take it out of you, can't it? That's
I do find that takes it out of me more so than what it used to, whereas I used to do a lot more travelling.
Yeah.
You know, now you're having to reduce that. But yeah, that would be my.
What's yours? What do you do that you shouldn't do?
I think fitting everything in. It's like this urge. I think I've learned this year. I'm not so in this, but it's like everything has to be done. I have to see everyone before Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, like it's almost like there's this deadline of, you know, you need to see everybody. You know, it's everything's a demand before Christmas, you've got to. When actually, there's a whole pile of time after Christmas that you can catch up with those people. And they look exactly the same as they do before Christmas.
And I think, so you sound to me a bit like me in that maybe perimenopause heightened your natural personality to do certain things. As you're coming out of it and everything's just calmed down a little bit, you actually go, well, that doesn't matter anymore.
No.
Let's just a bit of perspective and let's make it.
Yeah.
Let's make it.
Yeah. I'll see you in January. It's fine. Don't need to see it before Christmas.
Yeah. I think the other one is slightly different, but it's the whole drinking thing, you know, the kind of works dues and big social events and, you know, having people around for drinks and this whole thing surrounded by mulled wine and, you know, cocktails and, you know, whatever it is. It doesn't need to be that. It doesn't need to be all or nothing. It's not, you know, it's a Christmas do. So I'll have a couple of glasses of wine. I don't need to every, you know, because sometimes it's a bit overwhelming, isn't it? When you've got all these do's lined up, events, parties, whatever they are. And you think, it's too much, you know. Yeah. My head can't cope with it. My body can't cope with it. And really, I'd rather sit in and watch a Christmas movie. So just taking it, it doesn't have to be this all or nothing thing. It's just everything can be in moderation. So I can go on, you know, I can go on a Friday and a Saturday night, but they're just calmer nights.
Yeah.
I think that's a pitfall that I would have fallen into previously, and now it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. It's not worth the aftermath.
Yeah.
So I'll just do what, and if people call me boring, then.
Yeah. Well, that leads us then to family and friends. You know, what do they need to know to help us in this? You know, like, what can we do? You know, like, what do they need to know?
I think, very often we're our own worst enemies, aren't we? Mm. Well, certainly I am. We take it all on and I'll do it. But I think there's the whole menopause conversation around families, and this is what's happening to making sure, this is not just at Christmas, this is any time, making sure friends and family, one, understand that you might be going through menopause, and two, what that means practically. Yeah. You know, and how that might be impacting, and therefore how they can help. Now, that depends on your family situation or, you know, the circle that you're in, but it could mean going out for Christmas dinner rather than doing it all at home or getting it from the supermarket or whatever. It could mean changing some traditions that have been, you know, are so intense and worked when there were no next generation of children, but now you're trying to cram 35 people into an event that used to be 10. And it's kind of like, that doesn't necessarily work anymore. Or, you know, I need a rest. I'm just going to go and lie down.
Yeah.
You said you like a little nana nap on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Have it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and somebody else can, or if you're having people around, bring a course. You know, it's work it out for yourselves, but this, you don't have to do everything the same way. And if no one else is going to lead it, the new rule is, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Because I'm not prepared to do it all, and I don't want to do it all. You know, some of it isn't down to menopause. Some of it is, you know, this whole thing about progesterone being low, which is one of the hormones that is low. Progesterone is your kind of nurturing, calming hormone. So you lose some of that. So actually, you don't want to do it anymore. So it's not, I can't do it. It's like, I'm not prepared to do something that I was prepared to do last year.
Yeah.
You do it now.
Yeah.
And explain to them why you're not prepared to do it, because,
Yeah.
you know, my progesterone's changed, you do that. And just equate it all out a little bit. Make Christmas survive. Make yourself able to survive at Christmas. You know, I say there is no. I've learned all about menopause. There is no menopause Christmas survival guide.
Yeah.
But work it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's bigger than menopause. This is just a bit of, you know, a bit of equality in the home.
Yeah.
And making everybody.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah. I
It's
think-
it's true, isn't
your
it?
homes?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's quite relaxed. My son's grown up now, so you know, it's much easier. I mean, I do miss the days of going out and doing all the toy shopping. You do miss those days, but it's much easier. He doesn't like turkey; he'd rather chicken. So again, that makes life a lot easier.
Yeah.
And then it's just very small, with the animals as well, and it's just time really for me just to recharge my batteries, watch a lot of television.
I feel like you've got it right.
Yeah.
Charge your batteries. That's what it should be about.
And then do.
Because you've had a really busy time at the hotel, haven't you? So it's the run up is pretty manic.
So for me, it is very much actually just to take that time to recharge and spend that quality time.
I love it. Sounds like a
with
holiday.
the family. Yeah, and then get back. Get back and ready to work on the 27th.
Yeah, it's quite short.
I mean, that is short, isn't it? It's only a couple of days then of respite.
Yeah.
And what I'm imagining in my head, Julia, is you're going for these great walks with the dog.
Yeah, we do go for, providing it's not raining, because she doesn't like the rain.
I know, fair enough. The dog doesn't like the rain.
So what are your Christmas survival activities?
I do think about listening to you both talk. I just think it's a bit mean, isn't it, if people are expecting so much from you, and for you to actually say, look, this is how we're going to do it, is right, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
So I think, I'm just thinking about last Christmas. So we hosted Christmas last year, and I was absolutely pooped. You know, by the time we'd served dinner, I was just pooped, and I just didn't have the energy to clear up. Like normally I'm like zipping round, bish bash bosh, cleared. But a family member came and said, right, Mum, we're going to do this. And it was just great to have that, you know, like back up to kind of go, okay. So with her energy, then we cleared up, and I was like, I'm so glad that she did that, you know, because otherwise it would have just taken me forever just to clear up, you know, like it would have been like, walking through treacle, you know.
But I think also recognising, you know, others that you're sharing Christmas with, you know, whether they're struggling for whatever reason, be it the menopause or something else, and, you know, picking up on those signs and just asking, are you okay? Is there anything that I can help with? And
that's really good.
Yeah.
I think also it's this, you know, Christmas has become a month, and it doesn't need to be all or nothing. So, you know, having some breakfast on Christmas Day, you know,
rather than chocolates.
Or starving yourself all day because you think you're having 10,000 calories, you know, at lunch, and these kind of traditional cans and can't do's or should and shouldn't do's is you know, it is just one day. So trying to maintain some of the habits, not deciding it's gone wrong, you know, it's gone wrong. I've drank a load, I've eaten a load, and I'm just going to put it all off till January, and I'll worry about looking after my health and feeling better in January. I'll accept I'm not going to. So, you know, just maintaining 3 meals a day, even if you just have small ones when you're eating big ones, making sure you hydrate, making sure there's more protein in Christmas dinner than there is any other meal I can think of. So, you know, that's great, but maintaining that through the month. So all the good stuff that's going on, you know, walking every day, instead of going to the gym 3 times a week, just try and get in once a week. Doing some stress management techniques, so that, you know, that can just be sitting watching a film, and actually saying, I want some time out. Whatever it is, it's just keeping some good habits in place, so that you don't, you know, you get to the 1st of January and feel so awful that it's hard to get yourself back again. Because
Great
it doesn't have
tips.
to be black and white. There's a lot of grey in the middle, and just retaining some. They're not even healthy habits. I hate that phrase, healthy habits. It's just normal lifestyle stuff that you know you should be doing, especially in perimenopause, and keeping it going.
So top tip, eat breakfast, keep your routine.
And the shops reopen the following day.
Correct. Yeah, we don't have
Great.
to. Yeah, there's not a siege happening, is there? Yeah.
Yeah, there's no pandemic on its way. You know, like no panic needed.
No.
Yeah.
But it's I use this word a lot, don't I? But it's intentional. So not just letting it happen. Going, I will, you know, start every day with a bit of Greek yogurt, or I will every morning. It's lovely and we're all in a good mood. Put your jumper on and go out for even a 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
And getting some light into your eyes that'll just set you up for the day. So just deciding that's what you're going to do, and then doing it, and then going and enjoying your mulled wine and mince pies or whatever it is.
Just having a hot moment. Just gonna.
Oh, fans coming out.
That's really good. Amazing.
So
Good.
so you know, Christmas can be difficult, and we want to enjoy it, and we do enjoy it with a load of stress. It doesn't need to be as stressful, I don't think, as we can make it. I feel like you win the prize for getting it right, Julia.
Thank you.
I think, I'm going to learn from you. I'm going to be more Julia this Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Great.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, great. And I think that one of my tips would be just to sort of clearly have it in your head what you need to do, and just do that one thing at a time. You know, like I really love my lists. You know, kind of I know turkey's going in at that time. This is going in. You know, so if I've got a list, then I've got a backup plan that I'm not going to forget. You know, when to put the sprouts on or whatever it might be. You know,
And going back to your point, you know, not being afraid to say no.
Yeah.
No, invites. I'm a nightmare for saying yes to every invite, and actually we just sometimes just say, can't make that, I'll see you in January.
Yeah. It's great,
And
isn't
you
it?
probably appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Really good. So any closing message?
Happy Christmas.
Oh, happy
Christmas.
Happy
Enjoy
Christmas.
it. Step back. Get some rest. And it's just one day.
Yeah.
Look after yourself.
Yeah, it is. It's just one day. That's all it is. And, you know, it's really important that you look after yourself, and again, recognising other people within who you're sharing Christmas with who may be struggling. And
Yeah, absolutely. It's so right, isn't it? And I think, you know, enjoy the moment. I think that's the thing. It's like, it's not very often when those family members, or not as the case may be, is that I've embraced the moment of like having family or friends round, or if you're on your own, to enjoy the quiet, you know.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, just some time out is good.
Yeah, and Christmas can be a very, very difficult time for people, can't it?
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
memories, or they're on their own, or, you know, the people aren't there that they would like to be there. So, you know, just enjoy it for what it is. And, you know, you drop the turkey on the floor, it's not the end of the world.
No.
Carry on regardless.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Christmas.
Let's go and get some champagne.
Yay!